let's start off with our favorite team across the board, the Cleveland Cavaliers, who last year had a magical regular season, 64 wins, number one in the East. And then they lose to the Pacers in the second round in 5 games. Injuries did play a factor, but overall, disappointing finish to what was otherwise an incredibly magical regular season. In the offseason, they did make some moves. They acquired Lonzo Ball from the Chicago Bulls in exchange for Isaac Okoro. They signed Larry Nance Jr. He comes back to Cleveland. They re-signed Sam Merrill for 4 years, $38 million. So making some moves and heading into the season, they are definitely one of the favorites to win the NBA title. So Uncle Joe, starting off with you, I guess, what are your thoughts on the Cavs offseason, so far?
Well, I think it was all right. I really wanted a better big man coming off the bench. We need a little more strength and intensity off the bench. I love Larry Nance Jr., but he's the same player as Allen and Mobley, right? You got you got Dean Wade and Larry Nance Jr. coming back. We needed better front court help. Obviously, we're going into the season with 2 big injuries. Darius Garland's down till, I think, December. And now I heard Max Strus got hurt. So that's going to hurt a little bit. But I think that's going to give DeAndre Hunter a chance to play. And maybe some of these young guys, a couple guys had really, really good summer leagues. So we get him some minutes. I love the acquisition of Lonzo Ball, right? One of our big problems is defense on the front court, right? Garland is a really, really good offensive player, but Mitchell plays bigger than his 6'2", but Garland is, somewhat of a defensive liability against some of the big guards. And we go up against Cade Cunningham. We go up against Jalen Brunson. I'm okay because Mitchell can stay with Brunson. So can Garland a little bit. Brunson takes it to the hole on everybody. But you get a guard like Cade Cunningham, and we're in trouble, right? He's a little bit bigger.
Halliburton.
Right? Halliburton gave us fits, right? Same exact. Good point, Nick. So, all in all, I wish we would have just beefed up the front court a little bit. We need an enforcer on this team. That's what's going to hold the Cavs back from really competing for an NBA championship, in my opinion.
Interesting. So, Joey, what are your thoughts on the Cavs offseason? Obviously, with them going into the second apron, starting off this offseason with the extensions of Mobley and Mitchell kicking in, it's not like there's a whole lot of moves they can make. It kind of handicaps them with the flexibility to make different moves. So, what are your thoughts on particularly the Ball and Nance acquisitions when, for a small market, it's not like there were many more moves they really could have made?
Yeah, we were pretty handcuffed, but with what we did, I think we did all right. I agree with my dad in saying we do need front court help. Like, that's the big thing. Like, I love Larry Nance Jr. I'm so excited he's back. But if he's the backup big, and eventually, I know we'll do what we did last year and alternate Mobley and Allen. But if you're going to do small ball, before we had Dean Wade, this year we have Larry Nance. It's maybe a little better, but not that much better. It's not going to kill anybody, I don't think. Like, it's not that crazy. But getting Lonzo Ball is huge, especially since we did lose out on Ty Jerome, and he signed with Memphis, right?
That's correct.
Yeah. So, and I know we had a disappointing season, but like in the regular season, we needed that backup point guard, and Ty Jerome played so well for us. I think, obviously, with Darius Garland out for so long now too, we're gonna need Lonzo Ball to bring it because I like Craig Porter Jr., but Lonzo's gonna have to really help us out in this first half of the year.
Yeah, so the particular notes on the injury. So Darius Garland had surgery on the foot or on the toe that gave him problems during the playoffs last year, and that'll have him missing, like Uncle Joe said, maybe up till December. I think maybe the first 10, 15 games of the season, if that. But the big news that came out over the last week was Max Strus had a Jones fracture in his left foot during an offseason workout that'll have him reevaluated in 3 to 4 months. So it'll be a while until he comes back here. And of course, Lonzo Ball, great acquisition, but he's definitely going to be someone that the Cavs will monitor. I don't know if he'll play any back-to-backs or anything like that. Nick, so this Cavs team, of course, we've gotten to the point where they have shown how good they can be in the regular season. They've sort of mastered the regular season, especially last year. Haven't seen it in the playoffs. Is there anything that you think you can take away from the regular season coming up this year, or is it going to be all about the playoffs for this Cavalier team?
I think it's probably all about the playoffs. Like, I agree that the moves that they brought in added to their depth. But I do think like they're only going to go as far. It's weird saying this, but as far as like Jarrett Allen will take them, because the thing has been like Donovan's the best player on the team, but if Mobley can take that role, then that's really the Cavs' path to being an elite team. If Mobley's the best player on the team, but with the front court non-depth, like I am worried about Larry Nance going up against fives. I'm worried about Dean Wade having to guard fives. So we're gonna need Jarrett Allen to fulfill that, and Evan Mobley to fill that role together. But I don't have worries about Mobley guarding most fives. I do have some worries about Allen and his physicality. So like that's why I'm saying it feels weird saying this, but it feels like the Cavs are gonna go as far as Jarrett Allen takes us.
Ben, what are your thoughts about the Cavs and their off season and heading into this year?
I think that Uncle Joe started off with a good point that I agree with him that the backup big depth is a bit concerning, but I mean I am happy we reunite Larry Nance Jr. I think he can be solid off the bench, but yeah, I assume the Cavs are gonna want to just have pretty much most times out there on the court have at least one of Mobley or Allen with the way they've gone about things. This worked well at times, and they can go out there and play well, do their stuff. But I'm definitely interested in Evan Mobley this year. I mean, I think a big part of how the season goes for the Cavs is going to be how good does Evan Mobley do? Like, man, Evan Mobley, he's already just a great defender, one of the best defenders in the league. But if he could just take even more of a leap offensively and get the ball more, be even more aggressive and stuff, like look more like Giannis, say, with being aggressive, getting the ball, like that could take our team to another level. I think if Mobley could do that, I think, in my opinion, Mobley's going to be a big part of how the Cavs season goes. And he's got to be ready to bring it, especially offensively. At the first half of the year with Garland out, and then in the playoffs too. And yeah, I really like the Lonzo Ball addition. I mentioned that in the off season, and as long as Lonzo stays healthy, I have hope it will turn out to be a great addition to replace Ty Jerome.
Yeah, the Evan Mobley point, I don't think there's any question in my mind that he is the key to this team really being a championship team, because I mean, he just had such a great year last year. Defensive Player of the Year, All-NBA second team. And he definitely took a step offensively, but it can definitely get increased this season. And that's where I think the Garland and Strus injuries could potentially help him, because it's going to force Kenny Atkinson and that coaching staff to run more things through Mobley as potentially a point forward. Because even like Lonzo Ball, he can be considered as a point guard, but he doesn't really run a whole lot of pick and rolls. On offense, he's kind of a spot-up shooter and a connector. He's not really going to handle the ball a whole lot. So Evan Mobley is going to have to do a lot for this team. And I'm excited. I mean, I've said it before. I know off-season workout videos can be some of the most overly analyzed things in the NBA for fans. But, dude, I'm buying in. He looks like a beast, and I'm excited to see how he plays this season. I mean, I think that he can potentially be the Cavs' best player this season. And if that's the case, this team should be one of the favorites to win the title. They are projected as the second best team in the league, once again, have the second best odds to win the title. And I'm just excited to see how he plays. And overall, I mean, just to see how he carries kind of that big man depth. Because I really like the pickup of Larry Nance Jr. I actually think he is going to help out a lot, because he can shoot the ball at this point. He can be a physical guy. He still has the athleticism. He's someone that can be a perfect connector for the Cavaliers. So I'm excited to see how he and Lonzo Ball both help out the team. But as far as, the regular season and the playoffs, they just need to be healthy going into at least the second round, and I'm pretty excited about their chances.